All right. Well, off a bye week and I thought I had a really productive week last week, and looking at this week now for
Recording in progress.
our game. Going to Lubbock. We're excited for the matchup. Looking forward to the game. Overall, just the energy and the excitement around it. So we're excited for our role in it, and looking forward to the matchup. I can say that Joey McGuire is a really good friend of mine. I've spent many meetings and dinners with him, hanging out and picking his brain. And he's a great builder of culture and character. And so I was really impressed with Texas Tech and their entire group, all their players that they brought to the media day this summer, and carried themselves really respectful and carried themselves with a lot of confidence. And you can see a lot of that working through what they've done this season, what they've accomplished. So congratulations to them and their fans. We're just looking forward to this matchup, and we know it's going to take the best of us to go in there and be victorious. But I'm just focused on the prep this week and focused on what we can accomplish and how much better we can become as a team between now and by the time we get there on Saturday morning before kickoff. So looking forward to the matchup. Excited, super respectful to Texas Tech. I mean, if you talk to a lot of BYU fans, and myself, I'm a fan too. We've always had a connection to Texas Tech because of Coach Leach, and so always found ourselves cheering for them and their success, especially with what he's been able to do there for so many years, and then now seeing how it all works out and that they have a great man at the head of their program with Joey McGuire, and seeing the things that he's been able to accomplish in his coaching career. They have a great staff, a lot of people that we know on their coaching staff, and a lot of great players that obviously have built, that they've bought into and have built around that culture that Coach McGuire set there. And it's not a coincidence or a chance that they're successful. So looking forward to the matchup and getting ready to make sure that we're at our best so we can give it a shot.
All right, our first question will be from John Kuhn.
Kalani, with the bye week, you've had a chance to get some guys healed up that were struggling with injuries. Where are you at in terms of health going into this game? Specifically, how are LJ Martin and Jack Kelly doing?
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, we'll see how they progress during practice this week. So they're not out; they're practicing, and we'll see by the time Wednesday. Hopefully it works in our favor, but the fact that they're not out is a good sign.
Next question from Jay Catch.
Kalani, this is the first time in BYU football history you guys have played a top 10 opponent, also being ranked in the top 10. Do you make anything of the significance of that matchup?
No, I'm just trying to get the team ready. I mean, I'm not a voter in the polls or any of that stuff. So. All we know is that when we saw the schedule and we knew that we were going to go out to Lubbock around this time, that we had to prep for that opportunity to play that game, and I'm looking forward to the matchup. I mean, they have an awesome fan base there, and obviously not going to be cheering for us, but it's a lot of fun to go see these places that you've never been able to play at before. So this will be a first for all of us, and I'm looking forward to the matchup. But yeah, I'm not concerned about all that stuff with the rankings and everything. This is an opportunity for us to get to play the game, so I'm looking forward to that.
I also wanted to ask you, you mentioned the fact you're good friends with Joey McGuire. What do you make of just Texas Tech as a team? Because showed up rushing prowess this past weekend in particular.
Yeah, I mean, they're a complete team. They can do a lot of different things, and they're very deep. And so you look at the talent, not a lot of drop-off from 1 to 2, and that's in every position. And then they're well coached. I mean, you look at all the things. You have to be on top of your game because they can do it in 3 phases, and they play great complementary football. And so we like to try to do the same things as well. And so there's a lot of things that we see that they do really, really well that we try to emulate ourselves. And so we're hopeful that we can get the work done, but hope is not a great strategy. We got to actually get to work and put in some time. We did it last week. Felt great about that and the progress we've made. And now I got to see if I can do my job as a head coach and make sure that we're ready to roll by the time we get there Saturday.
Next question from Mitch Harper.
Kalani, you brought up the complementary football with Texas Tech. What are some of the areas of their strength that really stand out that you feel will be key aspects of this matchup?
Well, they're opportunistic, and they can hurt you in such a short amount of time. So that's always dangerous. And then you could think it's going one way, and then they could just, next thing you know, in a matter of 3 to 5 minutes, they could really take over. So that's going to be difficult because they do that pretty easily. It seems like with teams that when they play, but I like the matchup, man. I think it's going to be great for us. We see it on film. We've been seeing it for over a week already. We saw it all last week. We've been prepping for it, and this is it's easier said than done because a lot of teams have tried to do that, and not very many teams can put them on their heels. And so we're going to try to do something that nobody else has been able to do.
While you bring up the film, what did you guys accomplish during the bye week? How intense was it for practices? What do you feel was accomplished during this past week?
Yeah, we accomplished everything we wanted to. So we won the bye week. That was great for us, if anybody wants to know. But we got the work in, and we did game day stuff on Saturday and had some practices in. So, yeah, we feel good about it.
Next question from Jay Catch.
Kalani, what do you make of Baron Morton as a quarterback? Where does he stack up in your opinion?
Yeah, he's a complete quarterback. He can hurt you with his legs. He throws the ball really nice, got quick release, super smart, and he's complemented by an aggressive O-line that's really stout and strong. And then they have skill all around, the running back at tight end and receiver. They're a complete team when you're looking at offensively, and then defensively, same thing, and then special teams. Joey's done a great job coaching that team and getting them ready. There's a reason why they're ranked in the top 10.
Also, I want to ask you about David Bailey's leading the nation in sacks, coming off the edge. How much of a challenge is it to prepare for a guy like that?
Yeah, it's difficult. That's there's a reason why he's so effective, and that's another thing that we'll have to be aware of. But it takes 11 guys on the field to get it done. So as much as you want to just focus on one, we got to make sure that all 11 guys are doing the right thing, and we may do all that, and he may still make plays. It's okay, but we got to at least do our part and not give up some freebies.
Next question from Mitch Harper.
Kalani, how helpful is it in preparation for a week like this that your program experience being undefeated in November, high-stakes games? Does that help at all going into a matchup that's expected to be a really good one?
I don't know. I think our approach is the same every time, whether we win or lose, and regardless of what our record is. I like to think that we approach every week and every opponent differently, with the same mindset, though, that our focus is completely on that, not on anything in the past and any experience that we've done before. There's some great lessons that you can learn, but the truth is this is a different beast. Texas Tech's different than they were last year, and we're different than we were last year, too. So although there could be some similarities and some things that you can learn maybe as a head coach and some things that you did with strategy, but when it all comes down to it, every week's different.
What's impressed you the most, too? I wanted to ask about Bear Bachmeier, his passing ability. We've always known his ability to run the football, his physicality, but how have you seen Bear evolve as a passer, and what do you attribute that success?
Well, we always knew that he could throw the ball. It's just a matter of can we be dependable to be in the right spots when he's throwing, and can we get the timing right? Him being just being here for a short amount of time before we started fall camp, all that stuff we had to factor in, and that's what A-Rod did. I thought he did it brilliantly, and we're still work. There's still work to do, though. He hasn't arrived, and there's still some things that he can accomplish in the next little bit, and he knows that. But he's a great learner, and he's a student of the game, and he's always trying to get better. And so when you have someone with that work ethic, it will make it a lot easier for us to get him where he wants to be.
Next question from Jay Drew.
Kalani, with the release of the college football playoff rankings coming out tomorrow, have you or your staff put any thought whatsoever into that? Have you broached the subject with your team? What are your feelings on that?
Say that again, Dre?
With the release of the college football playoff rankings coming out, it's important, obviously, for your postseason. Have you put any thought into that at all, or talked to your team about it? Or?
No, haven't talked about it before, and probably won't talk about it again anyway. So we just focus on one thing, and that's being the right mindset and making sure that we avoid all distractions before we get to that game. The focus this entire week is going into that game against Texas Tech in Lubbock.
Next question from Jay Catch.
Yeah, Kalani, when it comes to playing on the road in an environment like we expect down there in Lubbock, what's the biggest challenge in your opinion?
I think everybody's always talking about the noise factor, but I think we've been in some noisy arenas before, so that's always going to be a challenge. But I think we can work through that. And when you say that, it's hard to simulate being in a hostile and noisy environment. But we've been through that already. This isn't game one for a lot of these guys, and they've been in a situation where it's been loud. I think that's going to be – it adds to the excitement and the fun of the game. And so we're just on the other side of it. We're used to being at home and being loud, and now we're also used to being on the road and it being loud. And you know, our job is to try to, you know, put points on the board and try to get everything that we can, so we can find a competitive advantage, knowing that they are at home and they're how the noise factor will work out in their favor.
Anything change with the morning kickoff?
Yeah, a little bit, but not nothing too crazy. We're still practicing in the afternoon, and you know, just a matter of how you approach every day, starting from last week when you get up and things like that. So, you know, we've been through this before. I think we played Baylor last year at the same time, played Oklahoma the year before that at the same time. So we're in a really good spot. It's ball. When all comes down to it, it's football, and our guys like to play.
Next question from Mitch Harper.
Kalani, you noted that LJ and Jack, as of today, are not out. I wanted to ask you about two guys that have been out for the last handful of weeks, JoJo and Sione Moa. What's the outlook for them this week and in the weeks ahead? Are they out this week, or what's their availability, you believe, forecast this week?
JoJo's been practicing with us. He practiced with us last week, and he's going to be practicing with us this week, and then we'll evaluate it and see if it was the right thing to do for him, for us to play him on Saturday. But he's been practicing. Sione has been slower, but you know, can't really say anything until we see what happens in the next couple of days. But I think JoJo we feel really good about, and Sione probably not.
Do we have any other questions? Next question from Jay Catch.
Yeah, just real quick, Kalani. In terms of the Big 12 race, Jay asked a question about the college football playoff rankings. Do you guys pay attention to where you guys sit in the race and what the different outcomes could be pending wins and losses?
No, I don't teach that. I teach trying to get better fundamentally, and I know that it's out there and everything, and everybody talks about it. Me personally, I don't care about that. My job is to get these guys to play at their best every week. I think we did enough to be 8-0 right now, but I still feel like there's a lot of room that we can improve at, and that's my job, is to make sure that we play at our best and can play a full 60 minutes this Saturday.
All right, and then last question from Mitch Harper.
Yeah, Kalani, you know, a lot of the success gets given to sometimes the skill guys on the offense, but the offensive line has been at the center of it all. I'm curious, going into a matchup where Texas Tech's got a lot of guys that can generate havoc with Bailey and all the others. Just your thoughts on how the offensive line has performed to this point of the season, where you want to see continued growth from that position group.
Yeah, I thought they've done a great job, and the leadership that we see from the big boys. I mean, you know, usually the leaders that when they speak when they speak up, the guys that are the biggest are the ones that usually have listening ears. You know, so. I've been really pleased with all our guys, our big boys, and the leadership that we have, both at D-line and at O-line. And so it all starts with them. Every rep with them is live in practice when you have pads on. So we have tons of respect and love for our O-line and D-line. Offensively on the O-line, been really excited about how much they've been able to improve every week. And a lot of that has to do with the leadership that we have from that group. And, I mean, they're all amazing, and we can rotate some guys too, and we feel like we're really deep there. But this is a different beast. You know, we've been able to see some really good D-lines along the way this year. This will be the best one, so it'll be a great matchup, and I'm excited for our guys. I'm excited for their opportunities to play at the biggest stage against the best.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.